the Lunchbox's side quest. I'm Michelle, and we are here to keep you updated on everything gaming. Today, I'm joined by Kelly, and we are talking about, of course, the PS5, because the reveal was today. So we have a lot to talk about in regards to that. So let's just start off, Kelly, what did you think of the overall, vibe of the conference?
Okay, straight off the bat, knowing that E3 was supposed to be this week, I didn't put two and two together in terms of okay, I thought that this was just going to be we're going to learn about the new console, but I'm pretty sure we already had something like that where they got way too technical when they first announced a bunch of different things about the technical features. So I was really hoping that this one wasn't going to be about the technical features because that would have been redundant, and more about the design, price, date, all that stuff. And then when they started playing trailers, I'm okay, this is the replacement of the Sony press conference. So that's cool. And then I was okay, how does this really compare with what Xbox has already shown and that kind of thing? And what's the competition here? So vibe, I was okay, I'm kind of expecting some new titles coming in and some old titles, but there was a lot of new titles that came through. And I was I guess this is where we're at. I guess we're at new console, new franchises. A lot of franchises have come out that we were really excited about for a couple of years, and now we're going on to the new stuff. But there's some old ones too. So that's kind of the vibe I was getting. How about you?
Yeah, same idea. We kind of talked about it earlier. We were thinking it was going to be way more tech focused, all the specs, going over all of the stuff about the console. It was 95% not about the console at all. It was all about the games, which I was pleasantly surprised by. I would say in terms of the games, I felt like I was disappointed. I was expecting to really see oh man, this is the console exclusive. This is why I need to buy a PS5, because right now at this point, most of the games I'm interested in, I think I could probably get for Xbox. And sorry, I'm probably gonna get an Xbox. So I was looking for that reason to buy a PS5, and I'm not sure if I saw that reason today. So I was a little bit disappointed. And honestly, the energy of it felt low to me. It was just trailer, and then it was awkward game developer, and love them, respected them, but they don't usually present the best for their games, and it felt really awkward. I'm sure everyone's filming at home and they're doing their own thing, but it felt really low quality. I thought it would be, I don't know, more exciting. So but speaking of games, what were the games that really stood out to you? Was there anything you're oh, I want it?
So so a lot of it was as and me and my roommate were watching it, and we were oh, we play that, oh, we play that, okay, we do not care about this game, and we were just doing that a lot. And right off the bat, I feel they started off quite strong with Spider-Man Miles Morales, and I lost it. I was I loved Miles in the other game. I loved the storytelling of the other game. I love the mechanics of web slinging, everything, battle mechanics, everything. And now we're getting a Miles Morales game, and I'm so stoked about this. Another one was a new game it was called Kenna Bridge of the Spirits. That was kind of cute. It's so cute. It's Avatar. It reminded me of Avatar, but a little bit of Studio Ghibli.
I thought the same thing.
Little stickballs.
Yeah,
I love
the same thing.
And obviously Horizon 2, but I actually didn't get to play the first one because it came out the same time as Legend of Zelda or Breath of the Wild. So my roommate was playing that, was playing Horizon. I was playing the other game, and now it's time for me to jump on board. And then the final game I was excited about was the little cat game.
Stray.
Yeah. I loved it. So those ones are the ones that I'm really excited about. The rest of them I was just there's a few here and there, but RE8 would be cool, but I'm so behind in RE at this point, and I know you'd love it.
Yeah.
So behind in RE that it in the remakes, everything, that I'm okay, cool. And then Sackboy Big Adventure. I know I'm a bunch of different ones, but I love the Little Big Planet and the platformer. I'm that is such a cool game. How about you?
Oh man, okay, so let me preface this by saying the first PlayStation I owned was a PS4.
Okay.
And I bought it for Until Dawn. That is why I purchased it. I love horror games, and to me, I feel the PS4 had better horror games. I don't know why that's in my brain. So I was honestly looking for that type of thing with like these games. So with that in mind, the 3 that I'm most excited for are probably Returnal, which is the one that was like a woman trapped on a planet, and it's like kind of psychological. It's kind of sketchy. I don't know what's happening, but I'm excited. It seems so kind of like mind bending. Yeah. And like, it reminded me of PT a little bit. I don't know why, just kind of like that like changing environment. So that like, for sure, I was so excited. Obviously, I have to say Stray, because like the cat, there was some cute, so like that, my whole thing, I was live tweeting it on the Lunchbox Twitter, so if anyone wants to check out our Twitter, but I was losing it over the cute cats, because I feel like in video games we see dogs all the time, and then we saw 2 really cute cats, and that was great, and I loved it. So
I would Stray. Have to agree with you on that, because after playing Final Fantasy the remake, and they had like cats, and I was just like, I don't know if they're going to be able to render cats well. Like, I wasn't expecting cats to be rendered well. And then PS5 with Stray, I was just like, damn, these cats look good.
Right, and the cat was wearing a backpack, and he was precious baby. So that one, but that's not like one of my top 3, but I just had to put a shout out there. Then I was pleasantly surprised by Deathloop. That's from Arcane Studios. So that's the people who did Dishonored 1 and 2, as well as Prey, which I love all 3 of those games. So when it first started, I was like, ooh, I don't know how I feel. I made a tweet about how I was like, this feels like Tracer the game, because it was like the jumping forwards, the jumping back in time. But then the way the trailer played out, just, ooh, it's got me. I want to play it so badly. It looks so fun.
That one was like, it was like a first person shooter, but it also had really cool story elements, like cool cinematics. And then it was kind of like all these really amazing punchy graphics coming out at you.
Exactly. It just looked that one has so like visually fun and like kind of violent, but like cartoony at the same time. That just looked great. And then I had a moment where I really thought that they were going to be announcing Until Dawn 2, and that was at the beginning of the Resident Evil trailer.
Yes!
Because it had some really, like, Until Dawn vibes, because it was, like, outside in the snow. I was like, oh my god, the Wendigos are back. This is a whole thing. I'm ready for it. Just kidding, it wasn't. It was Village Resident Evil, or Resident Evil Village. It says Village, and then underneath Resident Evil, so I don't know what to call it. But it was the new Resident Evil game, which we all know I'm going to absolutely play, because it looks so cool. It looks like it had a little bit of a cult element, which reminded me of Outlast 2, which again, I'm here for it. Give me the horror. But I think probably most of these games will be on Xbox.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So I really appreciated the variety, and that maybe even though the PS5 graphics with ray tracing and everything that they're doing, is not necessarily like, studios aren't adhering to, let's try to get these characters as realistic as possible. Instead, it's now like you're seeing a bunch of different styles, and unfortunately there were a few that kind of came off as like PS2, PS3 kind of graphics in terms of their environments, and I was like, what is going on here? But other ones like what was the one that was like, it had like googly eyes and strawberries?
Oh, Bug Snacks.
Bug Snacks. I was like,
Bug Snacks with an X. With an X. Because
I died at the point where he's like, yeah, I dropped a lamp and the entire village is on fire. And it's like,
I like it because he's like, oh, with my wiener hands. I was like, what game is this? No, okay, actually, I want to say a special shout out. Just it reminded me when you were talking about the different visual styles. Special shout out to Goodbye Volcano High, because that game looked so different from everything else we'd seen. It was the one that was kind of like the furries / scalies, and had like this bat person creature as like the main character, and they're in a rock band, and it's a whole thing. I was trying to figure out online like what type of game this is, and I kept seeing a lot of people saying it was a dating sim, which like, if that's the case, I'm here, I'm ready. But the writer of the game did say it was super gay, so there maybe it is like a dating sim. I don't know. She said that, like, she straight up said that on Twitter, so I was like, I don't know, I'm so intrigued. And the main character that's like the bat person is named Fang. So I did my research.
Oh, that's cool.
I like Fang. I think Fang looks hilarious and awesome. And I'm just like, I love the art style was just so different. I was like, this looks like a fun comic book, and I would like to play this.
Yeah, exactly. There's just like, the art styles were just all over, and I was just a big fan for that. What did Luz just say? I really like the lady with
the smoke hair. I know you're talking about. I tweeted about the smoke hair because it was good hair. Lou likes the lady with the fiery hair thing, is what he said. And
yeah. He's just telling me, oh yeah, the one with the fiery hair. I'm like trying to figure out which game it was from.
Okay, so first question about the console for you, and then I will also answer this. Yeah. Visually, do you like it? Do you not like it?
I do, actually, because from what I remember, and you could correct me if I'm wrong, I think it's pretty much every time they release a console, it's usually in a black version or dark version, and then they release like the whatever custom ones later, and it's usually a darker version, a light version, and then it goes into like a bunch of different colors. Really happy that they're changing it up this time. Looks super futuristic. I read a tweet where someone was like, "Oh man, this is like the futuristic console that they would promote back in like the early to mid 2000s, where I thought that would be what the future of gaming would look like." I'm like, well, you got it.
We finally got there.
And then people are like already doing like memes and stuff where one guy actually took his modem and he just wrapped paper around it.
I saw that he put 2 white pieces of paper on the other side being like, guys, I got the PS5. It does have like a weird kind of look to it. Like when I was first watching it, I literally immediately jumped onto Google afterwards and I was like, okay, what is the name of Buzz Lightyear's dad? Because for some reason, the shape reminded me of his little like cowl that he had going on. Like, I don't know why, but that was where my brain initially went. Yeah. And then I ended up with GLaDOS from Portal because it's kind of like her futuristic face looking at you. It does have a very like distinct look. Personally, don't love it at all. No, it won't match with my entertainment system and like the whole thing I have going on with all of my consoles. And I don't like that.
Yeah. It's like it's going into a shelf with a door and we're probably not going to see it.
Fair. Mine's like a glass plate case because I want to see my consoles. Yeah. And it won't look right. But
darn.
It's been kind of polarizing online based on what I saw on Twitter. Like a lot of people are really, really loving it because for the first time a console does match their aesthetics. And then a lot of people kind of the opposite. Like I'm used to like a black kind of plain, less tech looking. Yeah. But you know, it is what it is. The thing that go ahead.
I was going to say the accessory line that came out with it too, the headset, I would wear that anywhere. Like that headset's gorgeous to me. I also like how the continuity between all of the whole line of the accessories, to the console. Yeah. The controller itself, when I was like, I compared them, I picked up my PS4 controller and I'm like, this controller literally looks the same pretty much as all of the other ones, except for maybe some fine details. And this one looks just totally different. Yeah. And it kind of looks like an Xbox controller, and I'm kind of loving that.
I feel like it looks like a mixture between an Xbox controller and an N64 controller. Just kind of in the shape of the handles itself. They're kind of, I feel like, a little bit more narrow, which reminds me of the N64. But the thing that it reminds me of the most, we'll just put a photo of it right up here because Lou knows what I'm talking about because I tweeted it and it's funny. But it reminds me of Eva from WALL-E. Looks exactly like her.
Oh, yeah.
It's cute. She's super cute. So I'm okay with it. I like the controller. Yeah. The one thing I will say against white controllers, they get dirty. Like no matter how many times you wash your hands, if you're sweating while you're playing, it's going to get dirty. It's going to get grimy. I've had a white Elite Xbox controller for about a year and I have to clean it pretty regularly just because like skin is gross and it gets on your controller. It's not like I have Cheeto hands, but like, you know, it happens. But one thing I do definitely want to bring up in talking about the console is the fact that there are 2 versions of the console on launch. Yeah. One of them being called the digital edition. It's happening.
I was staring at that. And I was like, what's the difference? And then I saw like digital versus non-digital. And I'm like, okay, so what do I do then? Because I'm kind of like going all digital. But what happens when you want to watch a movie and you need to you happen to have a disc and you can't do anything. It's like that one-off time. And that does happen. Whereas I've been buying for my games, I've been buying digital copies for at least the last 2 years. Now what am I going to do? Like if, let's say, I want to watch Cowboy Bebop or I want to watch like an anime, like what do I do? Yeah. So yeah, it's going to be a huge decision for gamers, I think. Maybe not for some, but like to others, it's going to be like, okay, which one do I get? And do they have a difference in price?
That's going to be my guess because I would guess that the digital one is going to be cheaper.
Yeah.
Because I feel like they want to push digital straight up. It cuts down costs for the game, like for the developers, for the publishers, all of that, in terms of not having to make physical copies. Then they cut out the middleman. So like, peace out, EB Games, GameStop, Best Buy, everybody. We don't need you anymore.
Yeah.
So I feel like it would make sense to go with, like, to make the digital one cheaper in order to kind of like get people to make that switch. Because I think, kind of to what you said, I think some people have already made the switch to digital completely, so it's going to be a no-brainer for them. But that select few that's still holding on for various reasons, so like yourself still watching like movies and stuff. I like having a physical game collection, so that's going to be a huge kind of moment for me if I decide to go for fully digital. Like, every time I buy a digital game, I get sad because I'm like, now I can't display it in my collection, and now I don't know if I have it because I have a bad memory. So
also,
it's
like,
tough.
It even goes down to, well, maybe not storage, but like games, these, like, my biggest question is, what are the storage capacities? Like, we can't do 500 gig anymore.
No,
like,
it must start at least 1 terabyte. Like, that would be all the most recent iterations of Xbox One and PS4 have been at least 1 terabyte to 2 terabyte, like, built in. So I would expect nothing. Like, maybe the digital one costs a little bit like the same because it has a bigger storage space. That could be an option as well. That would be actually so interesting. But storage space is going to be huge. And like, is Sony going to come out with their own external hard drive, if that's going to be the thing they're pushing for, or is the system going to be that big that it doesn't matter? Like, I have so many questions.
Because down the line too, now that games are getting more and more expansive, especially with all the capabilities that they're putting into games now, especially with like all of the amount of detail going into every single game at this point, the capacity for them, like Final Fantasy was 80 to 100 gigs. And then when you think about it, it's like, okay, I have that, and then you're gonna get a bunch of AAA. Like, AAAs are massive now.
Well, think about the size of GTA 5 now. It's absurd, and it's getting bigger, continuously getting bigger, and you need to have all of that on your console in order to play it. So it's not like you can like take it on, take it off, like, oh, I don't need this DLC. No, you need to have all of it. Same thing with Destiny. They're just releasing new stuff now as well. Destiny 2. I'm like, this game's been out for how long and we're still adding to it. It's still getting bigger. And then the new games are just going to be bigger based on what you said. Like, it's good. I don't know. It's going to be insane. But,
and I'm hoping that there's a definite solution to this problem, because your girl loves to keep Naughty Dog games on the hard drive, and I never want to delete them even after I've beaten every Naughty Dog game. So let's just keep that. Let's just hopefully that we at least start off at like 2 terabytes just to start people off. Because they get it early on, they're gonna need to get this thing to last them until like PS6, if that. Unless something happens to their PlayStation, or
they're gonna do a slimmer version, or they're gonna do a black version, or whatever. There's gonna be some new the PS5 Pro and the Pro Mega and the Extra Super Pro, whatever.
We're gonna at least have this for at least 10 years or 6 years, something like that.
Well, they promised us 10 years with PS4. It wasn't 10 years.
No, I don't think it was.
It wasn't. I'm just thinking back. I'm like, it was 6.
Was GTA
6 or 7?
GTA 5, was that the launch title, or was
no? GTA 5 was already out because I had it on 360, and then I got it for my 1 and my 4 because I'm an idiot. But.
So actually, let's talk launch titles. What do you think the launch title is going to be for the PS5?
Gran Turismo.
Oh my god. Hey, it's a nice looking game.
I mean, those clouds in that trailer, beautiful, fantastic clouds.
They're always so good with the reflections, goddamn.
No, those games, like, I'm personally not a fan of racing games. I just don't find them super entertaining, but they look so good. Every time I see a new racing game, like Forza on Xbox, Gran Turismo, any Need for Speed, I'm always like, these look fantastic. The reflections on the car, the lighting, the weather. I remember they added weather to one of the games like 2 or 3 years ago, and I remember seeing that in the presser being like, oh my god, weather, it's so exciting.
It's just like different types of tires now that you gotta I don't know. I haven't played it since I think PS3 or PS2, something like that. I think it was PS3 actually. But yeah, they gotta cater to those car fanatics.
Well, people who do play those games are very like committed to those games. I find. So I wouldn't be surprised if that was a launch title, just because the fact that they're showing it to us now, and it's like a secure market they can have immediately. I feel like that would be a choice. I don't know if they would, like, I don't know what else. Like, I don't know, because I feel like there's not enough buzz for anything else.
I think Horizon Forbidden West probably has a good, it's going to be a big game. Yeah. I just always get like a little bit interested when they go with a remake as a launch title. Yeah. I don't know. I just always find that a really interesting choice, because I feel like okay, here's my theory. This is a weird theory. Okay. But when you make a game a launch title, it's because you want to boost the sales of that game, because they need a game to play on their console. But Horizon Zero Dawn doesn't need help. It's going to sell on its own. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So I feel like go with something that's either a new title or has a smaller percentage of players who are really dedicated to, because I feel like the Gran Turismo audience is probably a little smaller than the Horizon audience. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but like, I don't know. So for that reason, I feel like they'd want to do either a new title that doesn't necessarily have much buzz yet, but can kind of like launch it, and then have Horizon 2 to 3 months out around like, you know, before the Christmas rush. That's of course the best time. I don't know. This is kind of based on just the trends that I saw back when I worked at ED, right? So we would see, like, because I just started working when Xbox One and PS4 came out, so I kind of got to see what launch looked like from behind a counter. It was a ruckus, and I didn't enjoy it. But how much do you think the PlayStation's going to be? Like, if you were to give it a number.
I'm guessing between the $700 and $900 range, with like the range being for the different versions. So if they're going for like, one version's cheaper, one's closer to 7, and then one's closer to 9. That's that sounds really steep when I say it, but it just feels like it needs to be more expensive. I don't know.
Like Canada prices too.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, because if I'm trying to remember back to the prices of the PS4 and the Xbox One when they launched, and I think they were very close to that at the time. Yeah. Because I remember spending close to $900 when I bought my PS4. Whoa.
Was your PS4 like a limited edition?
It was a limited edition. I bought it, I think, a couple months later. I bought the Batman version.
Oh, okay.
And then like an extra controller, a couple games, like it came close to just shy of, I think, $1,000, somewhere in the $900 range at the end of the day. Yeah. But that is kind of the standard. Like on launch day, that was the standard bill. We saw close to $1,000 every time, because people want to buy. Oh, there's 4 games out. I'm going to buy 3 or the 4. I'm going to buy all 4, whatever. What do you think? What do you think the price are going to be like?
I think I put 500 to 600 CAD Canadian, but I think it could be something like 700 to 8. If it comes out in holiday, I highly doubt they're going to put some type of deal on for Boxing Day and Black Friday. But it's going to be directly competing with Xbox at the same time, so it's just going to be crazy. Could be the highlight of 2020, because, you know, hasn't been a great year, but I think it could be around that. In terms of like the release date, because they didn't really give us a release date for this. If I typed it into Google and just to see if there was one, and it said that it has like technically a sitting title of November 20th, but that's like a good, usually in games, it's like between November 20th to the 30th is usually a placeholder date for just before holiday. And then if it was like December 29th, or sorry, December, if it was in December, at the end of December, usually it's like
it's a placeholder for the next year. Yeah.
So I think it's going to be November, December, as you said.
Yeah, I would wager mid-November would be my guess. And depending on the launch titles, I wouldn't be surprised, like if it came out, say, pre-Black Friday, to have some of the like lesser launch titles go on sale on Black Friday, because that would make sense. Just because, like, I know no matter what time of year it is, we always see like the NBAs and like the FIFAs going on sale for Black Friday and Boxing Day at like severely discounted. So I wouldn't be surprised if something like that happened to kind of push more of the console itself. That would be my guess. But honestly, like, I don't know. I'm excited, but I don't know.
I feel like this, after watching the press conference, I was like, this is going to be the best thing that's probably happened in 2020 for sure. Like, for sure.
Well, the thing that actually I kind of thought of during it is depending on the price range and depending where we are at, like as a world, how many people are going to be able to afford it if it does have that higher price tag? Because I know for us in Canada, we get 4 months of CERB. So anyone who's not working right now is coming up on their last month of getting paid by the government.
Yeah.
If not everyone returns back to work, it might actually like see some decreased sales because people just legitimately can't afford it. Like I know for myself, I was intending to get the Xbox, so I've been saving money for a year. But if you don't think like that and you don't do that and you're just like, I'm just going to buy it, you may not be able to afford it, or somebody, you know what I mean? And I'm curious how that's going to kind of impact sales for any of the consoles, any of the games moving forward.
Because now people are either going to start from now trying to flip their PS4s. Yeah. Because really,
absolutely.
Between now, we can add to the list, but between now and the end of the year, we're looking at The Last of Us Part 2 and Cyberpunk. And then I don't know, I could be missing a couple big titles coming out too for PS4, but
I think
there's those two. Yeah. So, I mean, and Last of Us is coming out in a couple weeks. So
it's like I guess people are gonna. It's super soon, isn't it?
I think so.
Either way.
Yeah, people are already getting copies, but like press or something.
Yeah, press copies have gone out. I saw a lot of tweets about that.
Yeah, but it came out really early too. But yeah, it looks like it's going to be those two. So I think maybe after Cyberpunk, people are going to start selling their PS4s.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a lot of people doing it now just to kind of like beat everyone else trying to do it. So it kind of makes sense. And then I wouldn't be surprised if both of those games ended up on the PS5 as well. Yeah. So it wouldn't be like you would necessarily not be able to play them. And then, June 19th.
June 19th is the release for Last of Us.
So what day is it? Oh, yeah. So that's like a week and a day. Woo!
Oh, dang. Are we doing a review for that? I think we're doing a review for that.
I'm going to play it, so I can review it.
Wait, same here.
I think Germ's going to play it too. She's in school, but I assume she probably does.
Yeah, at least two of us will.
Oh, yeah. At least.
Yeah.
Okay, I think, unless there's anything else you wanted to add.
No, I think that's all.
Okay. Well, okay, I guess that's about it. So I'm Michelle. I was joined by Kelly. Thank you so much. Let us know in the comments if you are intending to get a PS5 or anything that was really like exciting to you guys. This has been the Lunchbox side quest, and we will see you next time. Bye.
See you.